Hello, this is Dr. Drake, and I'd like to talk to you today about the difference between an over-the-counter sleep appliance that you can buy from a pharmacy versus a custom-made oral appliance made by a qualified dentist. Now, this would be an example of one that you would buy out of a box at the pharmacy. And basically what you have to do is you have to boil this in water and then bite into it and hope that the bite that you have will be correct in keeping your airway open. Now, as with anything that's one size fits all, you're going to have just a small percentage of people where this is exactly the right fit for them. So right off the bat, you have something that probably for the vast majority of people will only fit sort of okay. Another thing about the over-the-counter device, I guess the two main advantages are, one, it's a lot cheaper, and two, it's more convenient. You can just go to the store and pick one up. But the difference between an oral appliance that's over the counter and a custom-made one, and here's an example of several, is immense. Oral appliances that are made by a qualified dentist in sleep medicine has major advantages in that, number one, each of these devices are made precisely for one person. We take impressions of that person's mouth and teeth, and it fits perfectly for them. Another thing to note about the custom-made appliances is that they are made of a very high medical grade acrylic, which means they're not going to break as easily. They're not going to pick up the odors and stains like something made with a cheaper plastic. And they are also able to be adjusted so that if the bite is and the airway is not perfect, the devices can be adjusted to improve that. Now, one of the ways that we get the bite for these appliances is so much different than just take your luck and hope that it works, is we use an instrument called a pharyngometer. Now, this is the computer graph of a person's collapsed airway, and you can see where the collapse is greatest. And we actually can change the bite while we're before we even fabricate the appliance, so that we can improve that area as much as possible. So we know going into the fabrication of the appliance how much we're going to be able to improve that person's collapsed airway. And this is something that isn't even considered in an appliance like this. Another very important thing to remember about getting a custom-made oral appliance from a qualified dentist is that you're going to have follow-up visits. It's not get the device and see you later. It actually, we see people for usually around 90 days after their appliance is inserted. And we see them like monthly, or it just depends on the person. And again, you're going to be getting this personalized care versus you have to be your own doctor when you get an appliance like this. So the appliances are stronger, they're more precisely fitting, they're fabricated with science and technology to make them as effective as possible. And then at the end of treatment, we actually retest with a home sleep test to verify that we have successfully brought this person out of danger from suffocating multiple times during the night, to actually holding their airway open during the night to the point that they no longer have sleep apnea or that it's greatly improved. So I hope you can see the difference between the two and why this one is so much more valuable for your overall health. And this is another episode of Sleep Talk with Dr. Tom. Thank you.